this is Aevum Aeterna, which I believe in Latin means eternal age, if I'm correct. Anyway, listen, y'all. I took 1 day off of work, and somehow the entire world fell apart. Now I'm the last person standing in my department, and I've been promoted against my will. And apparently it's my job to keep time and space from unraveling. No pressure. Oh, goodness. So tonight, yes, we are playing Aevum Aeterna by rosemilkstudio. It is a demo. Look at that cover. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Oh my, why are you underwater? Also, this picture is so romantic. I feel like I'm in love and I want to cry at the same time. To whomever I'm supposed to correspond to, it has been a year since I have lost the rest of my department. I wish that I did not need to write this letter. I'm at my wit's end. Frankly, I have only survived because of my incompetence. I've been enduring it by the skin of my teeth. I think the world is slipping from my fingers. While I appreciate the assistance the Reapers have provided me, they have too many of their own problems. Do tell me what to do. Does heaven have any angels to spare? Are they of equal competence? What am I to do?
Dear Miss Aevum, I am deeply sorry for your predicament. The tragedy that befell you and many of our people is still a stain upon our history. Has no one taught you proper correspondence? I suppose it shall be up to me to handle your request. I suggest you adjust your tone, Miss Aevum, if you are to go about asking for favors. Best regards, Rune.
The audacity! How dare you, sir? He's already sassing me. Hello, SC6640. Yes, I agree, the art is stunning. Listen, how dare this man talk to me like that? He's already being completely rude. Is he tsundere? I thought he was going to be a kuudere. Maybe he's a tsundere. He sounds like Silas. He totally does. He kind of does. You like his voice, so snarky. Y'all, I like him already. Hi, today's boyfriend. That's definitely Rune down there. The one with the pink hair. That one right there. Dear Mr. Rune, then how about you teach me proper correspondence, since you have time to spend on such frivolities. In addition, do tell your flying feline to not knock over precious instruments when it visits again. And to mind its fur. Aevum. I love how we just clapped back. Listen, sir, don't talk to me like that. You need to respect me, okay? Also, yeah, stop it with your flying feline. There's flying cats in this game? Wow.
Dear Miss Aevum, 'tis not a flying cat, it is floating. Forgive me. I did not consider that your heavy workload was the reason that you never had the time to learn proper manners. If only your advisors were around, I could hold them accountable for the lack of propriety. Nevertheless, I shall assist. You begin a letter by way of address. In this case, I shall state, Dear Miss Aevum. You may simply address me as Rune. Of course, I would write it as Dear Rune, but we cannot expect miracles. Best regards, Rune.
Dear Rune, I included the dear. If it is something that you would include, then I suppose you are wanting me to follow suit. Why you cannot state that directly, I do not know. You must be someone difficult to work with. Are you my only option? Can I talk to your manager? I have a complaint to make.
Dear Miss Aevum, do you wish for assistance or not? Regards, Rune.
Dear Rune, do you wish for the world to stay in one piece or not? Aevum.
Dear Miss Aevum, are you so incapable of keeping it together? Rune.
Dear Rune, shall we find out then? Aevum.
Dear Aevum, my cats are rebelling from all this back and forth. I suppose I must be the one to quash this disagreement so we can continue onwards. Very well. I am attempting to gather angels for the task, but no one wishes to work in stasis. Who could blame them? Rune.
Dear Rune. Scratch that. Rune. Figure out how to make saving the end of the world more appealing then. Also, I am in need of one of those flying cats. Aevum.
Dear Aevum, why do you even have the capacity to take care of them? Rune. P.S. You can include follow-up thoughts in a postscript.
Rune. Even I know felines are self-sufficient creatures. Aevum.
Dear Aevum, if you think of them, they shall appear. Fickle they are to everyone but myself. Yet somehow you are now included in this number. They are at your command. Rune.
Dear Rune, I think you should leave by example.
Dear Aevum, the cats?
Dear Rune, obviously not. Why would they listen to you? I'm referring to the other angels. You should become the first person to join.
Dear Aevum, I see that you are in dire need of assistance, for your mind is addled. Or have you finally learned to jest?
Dear Rune, I am deadly serious. We are getting nowhere, and I'm growing more and more comfortable with the idea of giving up in favor of leisure.
Dear Aevum, I see. I suppose if I am to spearhead the efforts, there will be proper organization. A timekeeper draft?
Dear Rune, I am in charge still. I should have you know. Let us call it the Timekeeper's Initiative. A draft insinuates that it is a war.
Dear Aevum, it may as well be under your command with the monumental task ahead of us. I have started the paperwork necessary to form a Timekeeper branch here.
Where? Dear Rune.
Dear Aevum, in heaven. Is it not better to spread it across our realms?
Dear Rune, you do realize we will need to build another Hall of Time in heaven. How will we do that? With what resources? I do not even know where the original records are kept. Our efforts are best spent learning the practice here. All you do is promote frivolity. Useless.
Dear Aevum, it is time you learnt not to keep all eggs in one basket. We will be building a branch at heaven. Is this not the perfect time to find all of the manuals and know that we are capable of replicating it? Once the heaven branch is a success, we ought to build an even larger facility in purgatory. You are the last of your department. Does that not show the vulnerabilities we must patch?
Dear Rune, I suppose that is sensible. My, we have a lot of work ahead of us.
Dear Aevum, I have an angel and someone else. As for a builder, I do know someone clever. But you must never tell him that. It will be insufferable.
Dear Rune, more insufferable than you, I doubt that. And yet I shall not risk it.
Dear Aevum, the cats are rebelling. I should like to see you in my office tomorrow to discuss this.
Dear Rune, the nerve you have. I am your boss now. You should come to mine.
Dear Aevum, even though you were the one requesting help. Fine. The cats have a mind of their own, so I will assent due to your hard-headedness wasting time. I shall see you at 9, lofty supervisor.
Dear Rune, bring breakfast and make it 9:30. Best, Aevum. P.S. The cats have no quarrel with me. Perhaps you are the issue. Oh, I loved that. The banter was so good. Also, man, I wish I could have responded to some emails with, "Your mind must be addled." I know, me too. There is definitely some choice emails that I wish I could send with that. Your mind must be addled. Seriously, send one about Valco. Dear Infold, please bring Valco back. Your mind must be addled for canceling him in the first place. Yes. I would be receiving a visitor in this office for the first time since the days that followed the incident, where I sat here, mindless and scrubbing incessantly. Oh, I could see my reflection on the desk. Had I been polishing it again? Layoffs? Yeah, pretty much. I'm not exactly sure what happened to everybody in my department, to be honest. I guess we're gonna find out. It says 1 year ago. I had still been a timekeeper trainee back then, training for about 5 decades. 3 decades had been spent on theorems. By the 4th, I had started working in practice here. Meant to learn on the job. For humans, it would have been unthinkable. However, Reapers have been bred to work. Never having been a babe, I, like everyone else, came into this world as an adult and was assigned as a timekeeper upon arrival. Wow! I'm a Reaper. Reapers were mostly meant to reap, i.e., the action of taking human souls after death to their proper destination in the afterlife. Support staff existed to deal with filings, checking the system, and other administrative work. It was mostly automated these days, but who was I to question what was or was not under their purview? All Reapers lived in stasis, a city never meant to change. I had never ventured out to explore it. With all I had to do, I did not long to do so. A city never meant to change. Yet my entire life was centered around the passage of time. My job was to search for wrinkles in time that could catapult into horrific disasters and smooth them out before they could erupt. If a boy stepped on a butterfly that was meant to be the cure to a deadly disease, we could simply undo it, etch out the event. This was how our power worked. We could only use it in small doses and very carefully, and because of how powerful it was, no one outside of our circle was ever to know how they worked. Anything that could not be stabilized by our powers would have to be addressed by fixers. If a plague were to occur, we would send fixers to heal it before it wiped out humanity. Wow, sounds like fixers are pretty important. We had to essentially cross-check everything, everywhere, all the time. Was the weather all right? What about the stars? Were the tides too strong? Was there one too many ill persons? What about wealth? Was one person usurping the world? Was there a new tyrant about? And was it something that was timed to maintain the balance of the world, of humanity, of human progress? I was born to make judgment calls, which is why I'm extra important. Resources to create beings like angels and myself were all too rare and precious. That I had been created at all meant that the work we needed to get done was that massive. I would not fail the purpose of my creation.
Aevum, look at these calculations.
Let's take a look at this background in this baddie right here. Wow, everything is so gold and fancy looking. Wow, you really look like a diva over there, Miss Lady. Hi. Wow, so fashionable. Athena. Wow. Athena, the head of the timekeepers. She could assess one's aptitude quickly once first exams were taken, 2 months in. She had deemed me to not be a quick study when we'd first met, but rather something more reckless. She'd tried to send me back to the Reapers to work with a scythe, or to work in the Hall of Memories. But one of the advisors, Clarence, had reminded her that the timekeepers were in need of extra set of hands, and they had all of eternity to mold me into shape. Athena waved a sheet of paper under my nose. It was marked all over with red ink, the color as angry as her. Is something the matter? Something was always the matter when she had to speak to me. There was no other reason for my company.
You did not account for this spatial anomaly.
Well, don't be so angry. It was 15 degrees removed, so I did not believe it to be relevant. The paper wobbled and then crumpled with the force of her grip as she gestured wildly. It's often said that timekeepers do not show much emotion, other than irritation when disturbed. Had they trained under Athena, they too would be unflinching to any stimuli. She held enough emotion for all of us, and then some. No! She whacked the top of my head, and the paper enough to send my cowl askew.
No! An anomaly is an anomaly. You cannot deem one more important than the other. If something goes wrong, which it will, we must find every avenue, every channel for where the problem could have originated.
A few eyes wandered here, and snickers passed through the throng. Our entertainment was limited to the demeaning of the others here.
If we have incomplete reports when we are expecting whole ones, what do you think will happen? By the time we trace back, it will be too late. The entire world may have collapsed in on itself.
She walloped my shoulder this time.
And it would be deserved, too.
How dare you?
Go to your room and study up.
I am not a child. I was born as an adult, okay? How dare you? Don't talk to me like I'm a child. The back of my neck burned in shame. You need everyone today. It is the quarterly audit and... She pushed the small of my back with the rolled up paper, ushering me out.
We will do just fine with the rest of us. One pair of missing hands won't change a thing.
That was something she'd been trying to prove since the day I'd arrived. Everyone's leers burned into my back as I had fled from the hall and hurried downstairs to our dormitory. Rude! How dare you treat me like that? She's rather strict, isn't she? I'd needed a cup of tea to calm me down. I'd been so angry that I'd shattered the first cup, and now with the second, I'd been sitting at my desk and staring at my notes. Yeah, Athena is totally an alpha. Totally. She's type A. While we had our textbooks, all timekeepers studied mostly from Athena's notes. We were always coming and going from her office to copy down passages for study or reference. How humiliating. It was not that bad. I could remedy it easily. The words were no more than a blur on the page. I'd realized that I had been reading the same sentence over and over. I want to take a look at my room. It's kind of messy a little bit, you know. The lamp looks like it's about to fall over. There's books knocked over. The sheets are in disarray. But you know what? It's not exactly messy because we don't actually have much to make it messy with. You know, there's no clothes and stuff. It's just like we kind of wake up, you know, we hop out of bed, go to work, jump back in bed, and rinse and repeat. That's the kind of life we live. It wasn't even the end of the paragraph. I tossed it aside, irritated. Sentencing me to stay in here for what? For what? I'd rather do some worksheets. I looked at my desk, and there was a stack I had neglected to turn in. It was not that I had forgotten it. I had simply expected scolding at some point or another. Not wanting to give her another reason to berate me, I started the stack from the bottom and fixed everything I possibly could. Even if it added pages of calculations, I accounted for every last possibility and provided countless solutions. There! I wiped my brow, tucked the papers underneath my arms, and then marched out to go upstairs and exit the timekeeper's quarters. The dorms were all empty, save for me, banished here like an unruly cherub. I would show her. She'd have to let me back to help if I proved I did heed her words. What the heck? I think that you will find no fault with this. I'd expected stares from those in the room. I never had much to say. None of us did. But I received none. I realized then that something was eerily wrong. Where is everyone? My foot nudged into someone, and I received the stare I had been anticipating, except it was from glassy, unmoving eyes. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! No! Something grotesque pulsed out from under the eye socket. Then another pierced through the eye. Blood! Blood was everywhere. What happened here? The air left my lungs, perhaps for the better. If I screamed, whatever did this would find me. I cannot scream. I cannot shout. I cannot exhale. I came face to face with someone I knew, Arzu. His stomach exploded into blue matter before my very eyes. Oh God! Tendrils extended from the pile of guts and goo and snatched around me. No! Why did I not opt for a scythe? Oh no! Goose flesh rose all across my skin, and I sensed that whatever I disturbed, its hackles were rising to find me. I had to run. I should get help. This is not my job. I cannot save anyone. But I had to find survivors. What if I was the last one? No. No. That can't be it. If I don't find anyone soon, I will run and get help. I cannot allow myself to become trapped. While I had always worked in this main atrium, decades of training made me familiar with the other rooms. I had to creep into the halls most carefully. I got on my hands and knees, squeezing through debris and waste, contents of which I did not want to ponder upon, to slide into one such hallway. Oh God! It reeked of innards and trails. That must have been it, for that was what dangled before me. Human sciences were part of my basic curriculum, so I could recognize what it was. I knew we had them too, but I had never seen it. The ones in front of me belonged to another colleague of mine. She had always corrected my work for me to keep me from getting scolded. I kept crawling, but I couldn't move my foot. Her intestines had coiled around my ankle. Oh, God! I steeled myself and cut off my sense of smell. If I retched, something bad would find me. I continued onwards. The manual. That was what I needed. I couldn't think about what I was searching for until I'd come here. Athena would pull out a giant tome for any question I ever had. It was worn by centuries of use, with plenty of pages sewn in whenever she had new discoveries, revelations, and findings. Althea, the angel who had chosen to reincarnate as a human, then offered to rebind it for her. The red one offered to host the contents another way, but she'd insist that it needed to be like this. If I cannot save it, the world will crumble. She was there, huddled over it, clutching the damn thing. Blood soaked the cover. Teacher, get up. It's me. I didn't see any monsters here. What manner of beast could have come to stasis? Had hell waged war upon us at last? It's safe. You can get up now. We need to get out of here. Whatever hurt you might come back. Hey! I yanked her up, and her head lolled to the side to reveal empty eye sockets dripping with blue. No, 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 no! I sprang back and her body lurched up, as if an invisible puppet master had a string tied to her spine and had yanked it upwards. No, 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 not you. We can't do anything without you. No. Was there a we anymore? I glanced around for something to defend myself with. Bodies, bodies, bodies. If anyone stirred, it was because of the blue encasing their body which pulsed. My eyes flicked to the manual. It would be of no use surviving it if that did not. Oh, no. Praying that a reaper's innate athletic ability was to be relied upon, I skidded on to my knees, sliding until I snatched the tome and clung it to my chest. Get back to normal. We weren't human. We were not meant to die. So long as she was breathing, then surely she would return. The innards coating my skin reminded me otherwise. I can heal you. Just follow me. I know the way out.
Your calculations.
She spoke. She was still in there. I fixed them.
I know. You're almost there. Too young. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to carry our burdens. But you must. From now on.
What? That was the first time I'd ever heard her say that in my entire existence. Perhaps in her own existence. It wasn't her then. It was whatever possessed her, puppeting her to say what I know, what it thought I wanted to hear.
You must go on.
She staggered forward. Alone? I can't. You tell me every day that I should pursue something else. Another lurch toward me.
It is in your hands.
Her own hands melted into thick, spiked tendrils, the ends hissing like a snake. Listen to me.
Study well. Be careful.
Why won't you ever listen to me?
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Stop this. Her mouth widened with every syllable. You don't have to be sorry. Her tongue grew, yet sharp as a sword.
Aevum.
As her jaw unhinged, her tongue shot out, aiming for my jugular. Oh, God! No! Teacher! Athena! I leapt up, and her tongue sliced across my abdomen. I would die if I waited for her. She was gone. A dislodged pipe rattled near my foot as it fell off of the wall. Repairs would take forever. Even now, I don't know why that was my first thought. I picked it up. If it was meant to be, then I swung and it landed on her tongue with a wet squelch. I had to stop it at the source. I couldn't run. The passageway was far too narrow, and she would catch me. For the future, I must do this. I ran towards her and hit her jaw with all my might again. I couldn't stop. I didn't pull any punches. How could I use all my strength? It would have been natural to pause, no. But I didn't. Was it working? I just need to survive. Useless. Useless. I was useless. I would be useless. The timekeepers would fall. The timekeepers have fallen. The world was about to crumble. Something pried me off of her. Something was going to eat me too. I swung towards it. The crowbar was wrenched from my grip. I was defenseless. Fabric rough from light tears touched my skin instead of the cold, soul-sucking slime of a monster's unholy limb.
You are safe now. You are safe.
I didn't feel safe. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all, the angst is already starting hot. It's already starting with angst and monsters and losing everyone. We lost everyone. We lost Athena. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, y'all, I really felt it. I felt it. Why did they put me there? There were so many injured, but at least they were breathing. I was not injured though, so I did not need to stay there. I found my way back to my room and went to sleep. Then I woke up the next day. I showered and went to work, but no one had cleaned the blood. It took forever to scrub out. A tongue dagger thing? Disturbing. I know, that was super disturbing. Like the imagery of the face splitting open with the jaw unhinged and all of that with someone that we cared about too. It makes it worse if it's someone that you know and that you care about. So much worse when someone that you love, that you recognize, that you respect turns into an unholy monster like that and tries to kill you.
You are in there, aren't you?
I had been wiping at my desk absent-mindedly. Okay, so this is a year later. This is the present time. So that was a flashback before, I think. Everything's nice and clean and looking normal. We're the last one left of our department. Everyone died horribly. Horribly! You think therapy is needed? Like so much therapy. Seriously, much therapy. Is there like cosmic being therapy available? I'm asking for a friend. I'd been wiping at my desk absent-mindedly. I was at my spotless desk. Spotless. No one's guts were smeared anywhere. We really need therapy. Really.
Did you forget the appointment? Are you in there? Am I speaking to no one?
Apparently, a prickly angel was knocking at the door. Come in before you tarnish the furnishing. The door swung open, thudding against the wall. He could be more graceful for an angel.
My hands are clean, I shall have you know. Furthermore, it is rude to keep your guests waiting.
You're being rude, sir. You're the rude one, not me. As he turned his eyes to me, he froze. Did I look odd? I opted for something lighter rather than the full timekeeper's cowl, but I thought it was quite fashionable. He was red-faced. Was he angry? He's stunned at my absolute beauty, okay? He's like, oh my God, I thought she was going to be wrapped up from head to toe. But no, look at this gorgeous rack I have. I looked down at myself. When I took up the mantle of the head of the timekeepers, I'd borrowed from my master's clothes while fashioning something from the old robes I'd always worn. My teacher, too, had been ostentatious. As the new head, I should present myself with a strong aura. I lifted my chin and looked at him straight in the eye, straightening my posture. So, you are Rune. He cleared his throat.
You are Miss Aevum.
I think he likes me. Aevum will suffice. We stared at each other. He was quiet. He had the makings of a good timekeeper if he could manage to keep his attitude to himself. You are punctual. Have you brought breakfast?
Shall I serve it for you?
You may leave it on the desk. Be wary of crumbs.
Of course, my liege.
Good. Okay, you can call me your majesty from now on, Rune. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Aevum will do. After a lengthy pause, he unpacked the parcel. An assortment of croissants, pancakes, and eggs lined the table, each on dainty little plates. That box can fit more than it appears.
It is unbecoming to lug around large packages. Perhaps I can teach you to be more efficient?
He eyed the tome on my desk. I will have you know that it has kept our world running for the last, however long Athena has been around. And since her demise, too. I sat down at my desk and summoned a second seat for Rune on the other side. I examine the intricate workings of our galaxy every day. I simply prefer an old-fashioned method for my everyday reference. Rune took a seat, and we each took a croissant. He wiped his mouth after every bite and took his meal with unhurried leisure. Wow, so prissy you are, sir. A stark contrast from me. Eating was merely fuel. I did not need it to live, but Reaper builds still longed for food and drink to mimic humans. A waste, if you ask me. My food was gone in moments.
It is not a crime to savor your food.
Stop judging me, okay? I can eat however I want. He took out a tea kettle from the same box he had brought and 2 cups with matching porcelain saucers.
Milk and sugar. Never mind, you need it.
He poured a generous serving of each until the tea turned a light beige. It is rude to assume one's preferences. He ignored me and set the drink next to me.
Drink slowly. We are not at war.
Rude, sir. I was not so sure about that, but I tried. If only to keep his comments at bay. He was like a buzzing gnat. He is sassing me. Yeah, he really... Eat slow or your stomach will hurt. Listen, Milky, don't tell me how fast I can eat, okay? I'm a grown-ass woman and I do what I want, real. Why are you looking at me like you want me to say something?
Is it not good?
Yes. I finished the rest of the tea. Rune sighed and took out a small bundle of papers.
Let us review your options so you can decide who you want to interview.
That's true, Milky. He is serving us and he's feeding us and giving us tea. He does get points. You know what? So far, he's got all the points. He's serving us. He's sexy. He sounds sexy. He looks sexy. He has pink hair. Look at this man. Let's look at his sprite. Wow. Hi, Rune. Oh my goodness. He's fashionable too. Look at that outfit. Look how tight that top is, you know? Look at those cutouts. Wow, sir. Did you come here dressed like that just for me? You always dress like that. Wow. Oh my. Milky says, I kind of want tea now. So do I. Oh, I'm starting to get so thirsty. I think I need to drink some water. He is a drink of water. He's stylish and avant-garde in a good way. Yes, yes, yes. He's utterly delectable. Ooh, yeah, I agree. He has nice shoulders. Yes, and they are on full display. He also has a nice sense of fashions, you know. I quite like it. And I love his hair. Yes. Yes, why don't we take our time with this whole tea situation, you know? Maybe we can get a longer eyeful of this man. Yes. Listen, y'all, yes. Yes on the love interest. Yes, top tier love interest. Top tier husbando. And he's a tsundere, he's a grumpy tsunbun. Listen, yes, everything is a yes. He's perfect. He's perfect. You can't have a husbando in an Otome game any better than him. You're drinking hot matcha. Ooh, I'm gonna have to drink that after stream. That sounds amazing. I love to drink matcha out of this mug. This is my favorite mug. I drink everything out of this. I love this. Today it's water during stream. That's what it is right now. My goodness. All right. Must I interview anyone? It's a miracle we've gotten any applicants. He set out 2 folders. One had about 30 pages, and the other, all of 1. He held a 3rd folder in his hand, and I didn't set it out. What about that one? Also, I kind of tried to match MC a little bit with her colors. I have sparkly stars and a dark blue colors. And then I did her same hair. I couldn't find like a veil thing to go over my head, but I was looking at the picture and I was like, what do I have in my closet that kind of give off the same vibes that MC is wearing? So I kind of, you know, cosplayed a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, the heavy one, the light one, the one in the waste bin. Ask for the most promising one. I'm gonna ask for the most promising one. That sounds smart. Ooh, you're gonna make Thai tea. That sounds so good.
This one is from a protege of mine, of sorts.
Okay.
His name is Vigil. He's been an angel for about 80 years. He's clever and spots problems before anyone else.
Oh, he spots problems before anyone else. Would Vigil be vigilant? I'm so funny.
And he will not hesitate to inform you about them.
I bet. There was a small crease between Rune's brows, and his eyes were cast down. He's like, look at him. He's like, ugh. I love that. I love it. Hi, Sailor Otome. Welcome, Stunner. Hey, everyone. Guess what? If you are on the Twitch, go click on Sailor Otome and follow. Give Sailor Otome a follow. She also is a streamer, Stunner. Yes. We're so happy you're here. Also, Sailor Otome has wonderful style, great colors, if I do say so myself. His head snapped back up as he found another biscuit to munch upon, spilling crumbs on my immaculate floor. Do you realize how long it has taken me to scrub this floor, even though it's not even dirty in the first place? How dare you? How dare you spill crumbs, sir?
He is skilled. I've raised him from when he was a cherub myself, so it goes to show what a good foundation can do.
Sir, are you eating and talking at the same time? Why don't you swallow your food, okay, and then talk?
Lost a wing from the battles of last year.
He looked away. Stasis had been overrun by malevolence, as had heaven and purgatory. I know everyone's saying that he sounds like Silas from Love in Deep Space. I mean, he does. He does. I need to look up and see who this voice actor is. I'll do that as soon as we're done. I mean, listen, this voice actor is killing it. He's slay. I love his voice and I love how he's acting this character. Malevolence were the creatures that had killed every timekeeper. They were the ones that took away Athena. Losses were extensive throughout all three, but I had been the only one to lose every single person I used to work with. When I did speak to people, they always looked at me as if expecting me to lose my mind. But it was that look that drove me more to madness than anything else.
But that has yet to stop, Vigil. He soars remarkably well, and scores high in practice maneuvers.
He's Jimmy Yamaguchi, according to the itch.io page. Thank you for looking that up for us, Kokoro. Thank you so much. Yes, we are. Yes, Sailor. We are locked in. Oh my god. Do angels truly need their wings for flight? I thought it was merely for a show.
It assists with agility and speed. Given that we have not been representing heaven in battle since the fights of yore, their use has become mostly obsolete. Fixers can no longer go to Earth as angels, as you may know, due to the shift in human culture and mythos.
Interesting. He crossed his arms and sighed ruefully. Did you see that? It said ruefully.
Regardless of their use, it is an extension of oneself and a representation of angelhood. It would be as if you lost your...
He paused.
What do you have that signifies you as timekeeper?
Well, it's just what it has always been. Yeah.
Either way, Vigil is very efficient. He has a propensity to try and improve everything he sees, even in other departments.
Something told me that Vigil was a nuisance, that he was trying to pass off on me. How dare you? I don't want Vigil, okay? I don't want Vigil looking over my shoulder, being extra vigilant and judging me all the time. Reading into this, Rune hurried to amend his statement.
Not to say he has done a poor job.
I would need to nip any overstepping in the bud.
And the other... well, he is a very intelligent being, although lacks social aptitude, which would make him a perfect timekeeper.
Why was he staring into my eyes? Is he suggesting that timekeepers are socially inept? How dare you? Who are you talking about being socially inept?
Pardon me. I am perfectly socially adept.
You better not have been talking about me, sir. You have quite the fussy demeanor about you. I think you ought to not judge others. That's right, don't judge me. How dare you? He's so fussy, he's prissy. He's prissy and he's bougie, and he's fussy. But as you said, being socially inept makes a good timekeeper, so you will fit right in.
You...
Why do you have a crease between your brows? It's quite unbecoming.
I must do this for the sake of the universe. I must do this for the sake of the universe. I must do this for the sake of the universe.
What are you muttering back there? While he began chanting oddly, I looked at the resume. Blank. There's nothing on this.
No, look, his name is here.
What's his experience?
I believe he recorded the various deaths of humans.
I did not know I did not know that was a function of Reapers. Not that I had ever bothered to learn what my compatriots ever got to. I never had the time, after all. Recording. I'm not in need of a scribe. We always wrote down our own records and observations. A timekeeper's job was to handle everything. In the event that all of us were wiped out, save for one, then even the least capable of us could carry out our work.
This is someone who learns fast.
I hope he's also someone who can employ his learnings just as quickly. Listen, okay? I shall ascertain his usefulness myself, okay? I'm not going to take your word for it, okay? Bring him out. Let me see what he got.
There's no name on this one. So, we can toss it out. Improper form filling indicates a lack of attention to detail.
He tossed it into the waste bin on my desk. By my desk. Rune had a point. We did not need such a lackluster applicant. However, there was the matter that the amount of applicants we did have was particularly lackluster in equal measure. Maybe nobody wants to become a timekeeper because nobody wants to get eaten by monsters. This is an honorable job. I would think that the people ought to be clamoring at the threshold to join.
It is also notoriously difficult. You hold a very secretive position.
It is not entirely intentional. I came into being, and they put me right into training.
I never see your kind outside of the Hall of Time. Where do you spend all of your time?
In the dormitory.
What do you do there?
Study.
What else?
Sleep.
Do you even eat?
We get sent meals to consume once a day.
You do? Sent by whom?
From the purgatory humans that work in stasis. Do y'all remember when we played Salvus Ares? I feel like this is like perhaps the same world as that game. You know, with reapers, angels, demons, and all that kind of stuff. Purgatory humans and all that. It's very similar to that world. I think it's the same world. Maybe, just different characters. I'm gonna have to ask Rosemilk about that. No one ever downsized the department that handled our needs. At least I never submitted a request to do so. I'd become rather partial to the feast they sent my way.
And for recreation?
Recreation?
Have you never heard of the word?
Did he think me daft? It does not seem like you have much experience with it either.
I beg your pardon?
We're getting sidetracked. You know what? Let me see the resume, hand it to me. Here you are. It seems extensive. Refilings, a proper display of theorems, and university credits.
And yet no name.
I was torn between wishing to ask this mysterious applicant more about their qualifications and lamenting them not being meticulous enough to include a name. I suppose if they really wish to come, they'll come explain themselves. I discarded it back into the bin. Are you telling me that we have had a grand total of 3 applicants, and one without even a name on it? That's it.
Indeed. I have arranged for these 2 to go under your study, should you deem them suitable, of course.
Like one applied pressure to a coal, I would make a diamond out of them yet, by hook or by crook. If someone with my lack of talent can keep this department going, then the applicant's experience would not matter. I had half a mind to fish the tossed application from the waste bin when Rune was not looking.
Shall I wait outside?
Although it would be pointless, a nameless application was anonymous, and I had no time to play detective. Send him in. Oh, hello, sir. That's Vigil. Oh, okay, I don't think he's voiced. Let me check. All right, I gotta pick a voice for him. Rune, sir. It is an honor to see you again. You won't regret personally recommending me. No, sir. Oh, Vigil. Personal recommendation. Rune pinched the bridge of his nose.
I will wait outside.
Somehow this feels like an ambush. He was waiting the whole time. It's like he was waiting outside the door. Like he was listening in or something. There was no time for him to be notified to come in. He was right there. Rune quickly shut the door behind him, leaving me with this overeager candidate. He was so ready. Let's take a look at this man's sprite. Wow, hi, sir. Oh, does he only have one wing? Wow, I wonder why. He is so hot. I mean, they're both hot. My gosh, why are all the men in this game so amazingly delicious? What the heck? I'm speechless. Wow, my God. He's perfect. He's gonna be, is he a love interest? He must be, right? He's another love interest. Yes, sir, yes. Rune quickly shut the door behind him, leaving me with this overeager candidate. Vigil's wing twitched in anticipation. Good grief. I trust you have had a chance to look at my resume. It is the first time I've ever written one up. I did plenty of research, of course. The term is half-ass is not in my vocabulary. I bet. Look how happy he looks about it. This sheet may be just a human concept, but I assure you it is of stellar quality. I have upgraded it far past human capabilities. It is entirely thorough. It was thick enough to kill a person with enough effort. Spotting it on my desk, he picked it up and flipped to the beginning. Table of contents, it read. Typical human resumes are far too short. However, I have many positive assets that I need to write down in detail, for this is an important job, is it not? Oh God. Oh God. No, your resume, no more than 2 pages. 1 page is better, okay? All right? We can talk about the rest in the interview. I don't need a novel, okay? All right? In fact, I think I have many ideas that will benefit you and timekeepers as an organization as a whole. Rune mentioned opening a branch in heaven, and I will be the perfect leader for it. Oh God. He's pretty, but no! Wait. Oh my God, he's way too overeager about all of this. We cannot repeat the tragedy of losing everyone once more, so I will learn everything in record time and apply that knowledge to the new headquarters. What a man he is, okay? He's like, I have no qualifications whatsoever. I've never done this, but listen, okay? I'm applying to be a guy in charge. We're gonna open up a branch in heaven. I'm gonna lead it, okay? Even though I have 0 experience, I'm not going to work my way up. I'm a man. I can be in charge immediately, okay? Okay, I have maybe 2 qualifications out of the 10 that you require. But listen, I'm still going to be in charge, all right, sweetheart? That's what he's talking like. I've seen the type. I've seen the type in real life. I have interviewed the type in real life. Yep. Yes, I have. New headquarters. The nerve of these damned angels. Yeah, serious. Don't come over here mansplaining, okay? Furthermore, Dear God, he was quaking all over like an overexcited chihuahua. What is it that you currently do exactly? He inhaled as if swallowing an entire gust of wind to propel him forth. He would be an impossible employee. Oh my God, I know. And not willing to be on board with any... You know, he's the kind of guy that'd be like, excuse me, Rue. Why do I have to do this particular mundane task that I don't want to do? After he just seen that I'm doing particular mundane tasks that I don't want to do either. How come I have to do this? This is beneath me. Listen, you're going to do it because I told you to do it. That's why you're going to do it, and you're not going to complain. All right? Don't come over here and sass me. Just do the thing. Okay, well, you know, I feel like I have leadership potential. You know, I have management potential. So, you know, he'd be like in his performance review talking about how great he is for like doing 3 things well. He did like 3 things well out of 10 things. And I'm like, okay, I'll grant it. You did 3 things really well. Good for you. Okay? But you also sassed me. You gave me attitude. All right? Listen, okay? You got to get some experience under your belt before you get to be the leader of the group, the bunch, okay? I'm not reporting to you. All right? Listen, okay? Learn some things. Humble yourself. Chill out a little bit, okay? Everything's going to be fine. Chill the flip out. Would come in and would be all like, so many changes, and then F it up, and he'd move on. He'd be like, I got another job with a higher paycheck. Goodbye. Yep, we've all seen the type. We've all seen the type. I've actually had interns come in acting like that. Acting like, you know, I was like, listen, I've been doing this for like a decade, okay? It takes some time to get all of the skills up, and an intern who's done it for like a couple of months. And they're like, they think they know everything. And I'm like, excuse me, intern, you don't know everything. And also you screwed up 10 things. Would you like me to teach you how to do it better? Because you failed. Okay? And now you want a raise. How dare? No, you don't get a raise after 3 months and you didn't even do it right just because you think you know everything. No, you're an intern. Stop it. Oh, God. He inhaled as if swallowing an entire gust of wind to propel him forth. While seeing the future was of limited scope for us and an unsteady practice, I had a clear vision of him wasting hours of my time if I allowed him to proceed. Yes. That question was clearly a fatal misstep that I needed to rectify immediately. You need... No need. You're hired. Listen, we're desperate. That's why we're hiring this man. And, you know, he's eager. I'll give him that. It wasn't a total waste of an interview, but he's going to be difficult, I'm sure. We really need somebody, so we're gonna hire him. He deflated. Huh? But do you not wish to know my achievements? My skill set? He just wanted to brag, y'all. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to talk about how good he is. My plans for the future. Rune's word is good enough for me. Really, I don't need all that. I'm desperate. I need somebody, and you will do. Okay? All right? We are his senpai at work. That's right. Listen, okay? You're going to start at the bottom, and you're going to work your way up, and you're not going to complain about it. His fingers twitched as he rifled through the pages, eyes darting back and forth to hunt for some impressive morsel. Here, on page 5, you'll find that... I will see you on Monday, 10 a.m. sharp. I have introduced a new filing method to... Please go. Have a muffin. I love her. Yes, MC, tell him. Girl. He stood there slack-jawed. I picked up a muffin and pressed it into his hands. Rune said these were good. Right. I won't let you down. He took it upon himself to clean any errant crumbs on the desk and hurried off in a daze.
That was fast. Is it because you are new to interviewing?
No. Rather, I sense that you sent some overeager recruit to talk my ear off.
He is still right here.
You do not want anyone lax on your team, Miss Aevum. Some of those reapers are truly slothful in their work ethic, as are some angels, if I'm to be honest yet.
Do not prove her right.
Oh, he proved me right a long time ago. I shall adjust my eagerness accordingly, sir. I am your superior now, and you should respond to me. Yes, ma'am. Good. You will move into the timekeeper dorm during your training. Be mindful of your jitteriness when you do. I opened the door wider now, hoping the next candidate would be far more peaceful. Where is he?
Right here. Where is
he? Did he ditch us?
Vigil, you were supposed to be watching him.
Uh-oh. But I went in for my interview.
No excuse.
That wasn't very vigilant of you, was it? Vigil looked down like a kicked puppy and then scurried away to retrieve his lost charge. I think this is what they call pity. Vigil returned after quite some time, towing along a blank-faced man. Daniel?
Someone decided his name should be Daniel one day, recently enough. So here he is.
I love that description, that explanation. Someone just decided his name should be Daniel. That's what it was. Just decided. This man is also very fancy. Look at that heart. Wow. Look at his colors. Wow. I bet he's moody, you know? I bet he's the moody one of the bunch. Ugh. Wonder how I should voice him. I am Daniel. The timekeepers were never a garrulous bunch, myself included in this number. Ever since taking charge of the department, I've been forced to exercise my vocal cords far beyond my preference. Alas, as others typically carried the conversation, I have been able to get by. But what does one do in this instance? The other one talked too much. This one merely blinked at me. Do you wish to be a timekeeper? Yes. Unconvincing. Are you capable of forming your own thoughts and judgments? Yes. Rune.
There is nothing better an automata does than...
His accessories includes a heart cage. Yes it does. A heart cage. Just like the Otome game. I see where your brain is going right now. Yes. An automata. I took in his doll-like features. Rune could not be serious. Is he an android? Is that what it means? Does he even know that he's alive? I have gained consciousness recently.
He learns quickly, retains information, and can execute tasks.
He's a robot. I have fixed your monitor in the Hall of Time. You touched what? It had a glitch in the monitor, so I have repaired it.
Zaphon taught him some mechanical skills specialized for your devices.
So I needed to dispose of 2 bodies. I shall see for myself, but if a single thing is out of place, your head shall roll.
You would have made an excellent Reaper. It is a surprise they put you here.
Are you complimenting me, Rune? I am a Reaper, merely the timekeeping sort.
You should have been the sort that reaped.
You like Daniel better so far. At least Daniel will do what he's told. I sniffed at him and then marched to my hall. My monitor had gone through enough, and now outsiders were here fiddling about as if they had any right. God help him if a single thing was out of place. Not a wire out of place. Oh, I'm impressed. Every knob and gear was in order. Some even ran more smoothly than before. You shall survive today, but never do anything without my permission again. Not until you earn it, which may take decades.
We may need to speed up the timekeeper training, if you wish to retain your sanity.
Yeah, girl, let's not be a micromanager. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be a micromanager. That sucks. I am capable of learning quickly. Of course you are. When did he follow us here? Was he sniffing at my machinery? He's such a dog. But tradition, education.
I have also been a stickler for tradition, Aevum. But an angel has never been recruited to become a timekeeper before. You were made to do this.
Oh, you're talking about the purple guy? He saw a problem and fixed it on his own initiative. Hired! Hired! Yes! You know what? Yes. Yes to that. And he didn't screw anything up either while he was at it. And I was never supposed to be the head of the department. But it is a matter of the fate of the universe.
We know.
Fine. He can start. I suppose that's it then. You, Vigil, and this Daniel. That someone just decided he should be called one day. I love that. The future was truly in peril. Yes, can I help you? And who are... Oh! I turned around to see a winged creature of sorts. Hello, sir. Are you also applying for this job? Are you candidate number 3? Wow, a demon. I'm assuming you're a demon. You look like a demon. Look at your horns. Look at your wings. Look at that body. Everything's all... Hello, sir. Oh, I like your style. Do you have claws? Or is that just on your gloves? I'm asking for a friend. Is that a collar? You have a collar on, sir. Where's your leash? Do I get to hold the leash? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind putting a leash on this man. Is he an incubus? He looks like one. Yes, he does. Ooh, I hope he's flirty. Hi, sir. I turned around to see a winged creature of sorts.
Tossing my resume in the trash without a second glance.
Ooh, why is your voice so quiet? He held up the discarded bundle. Where did you get that? Did you go into my office without permission? He gave a half shrug. Cheeky bastard.
I am wounded. How you folk discriminate against my kind.
A few reapers occasionally sported small pairs of wings, but this man, his could rival an angel's.
Vigil, you were supposed to be watching him.
Hell?
He is a demon.
He's supposed to be in hell. How can you tell?
Can you not see his aura or smell that wretched demonic stench?
Girl, I know nothing about this world. I just started this game and even I could tell he was a demon. Even I could tell he was a demon. Girl. I went over to the incubus and sniffed gingerly. Nothing but a pleasant woodsy scent greeted me. Why would he not smell pleasant? And yes, you were correct, he is an incubus. I see nothing out of the ordinary, no smell, no foul scent.
Live a few hundred more years, and you'll be able to sort through the riffraff.
There are no rules stating that I cannot come to stasis. My kind come and go to partake in the pleasures of this city, as you are well aware.
Not traipsing through this office building, though.
Angels are as gracious as ever. Please, do not listen to him. And I am not here to traipse about. I am here to inquire about my position. Ah, my apologies. My name is Zapar. I am an incubus, to be precise.
Rune's face pulled in even lower than usual. I'm gonna read that again. Rune's face pulled even lower than usual. Was there something distasteful in particular about an incubus?
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm here for my interview.
She's sniffing her employees. That happened. He'd sauntered in as if he'd already had the job, though. He leaned back against one of the decorative pieces and drummed his finger down the surface. These men, both of them, Vigil and him, and then the robot. Real. We're gonna have a time with these men.
You won't turn me away simply because I am a demon, will you? Considering your department has shrunk from 100 to, well, just one of you.
Well, there were 3 of us now, but only one competent person still. I looked at him doubtfully. I did not know much about demons. But there was a strong likelihood he was the only one here to wreak havoc. He was only here to wreak havoc.
What? Go on, say it. You think that I'm here to waste your time due to who I am? Demons may specialize in sowing discord, yes, but don't you realize that also takes hard work? Ugh.
He pressed his finger to his lips and clucked his tongue. Was he reproaching me?
You think we are idle? That we sit on our ass. Prejudiced, aren't you, Aevum?
I guess we are judging him a little bit. Rune's lips were pressed in a tight line. Vigil puffed out his chest to look intimidating to this creature and Daniel. He's messing with us for sure. The damn automata wandered off again. However, more impressively, you know my name. He lit up, his tail flicking from side to side at my acknowledgement. He has a tail. This man has a tail. I can't see it. I hope there's a sprite where I can see his tail.
Of course. I did my research. I had to find out who happens to be in charge of this wonderful program.
FYI, y'all, the reason why he's talking so quietly, I tried to all of the voices are all the way up. Everything's all the way up. And so some are loud and some are quiet. So it is a demo, but that'll be one thing I have some feedback for is audio leveling on the voiceovers. Other than that, this demo has been perfect otherwise. But that's just my little bit of feedback is the voice acting to have even levels of loudness. Yeah.
To extend your reach outside of Reapers is a smart move. There are many with talented minds all over.
And again, it is a demo. And demos very often, that's the reason why you put out a demo, is you get to show the people what you're working on and iron out any kinks that there might be, which is perfect. He handed the resume over. There were bits of pencil dust clinging to it, and he quickly brushed the shavings off. 200 years working as an incubus. There's Vigil. And your talents of what exactly will be of use? Seducing humans and then abandoning them? They interact directly with humans. Girl, you don't know these things. You really kept your head in the sand, didn't you?
Demons of all sorts are troublesome. But this one, directly, sows a mess within humankind, reckless and greedy.
I like him.
An unforgivable sort.
Okay, y'all, should we do a sudden bone bride banish? A sudden bone bride banish with these 3 men. You want to do it? You want to do it? You want to do it? Let's do it. Okay, y'all. We have the incubus. whose name I have already forgotten. We have Rune, Pinkie Pie, and we have Vigil, who's quite vigilant. Oh, thank you for redeeming sudden boyfriend bride banish. That's right, y'all. We have 3 men on his screen. Okay, here's what I'm gonna. What's the incubus's name again? I forgot already. Ah! It's
Demons of all.
Zepar. Zepar.
Demons
That's
of
his
all
name.
an unforgivable. An unforgivable sort.
Bone Bride Banish. Okay, I'm gonna give you my answer while y'all are typing in your answers. You know what? I'm doing it this way. Bone Bride Banish. Bone the incubus, okay? Incubus, they're good at that, okay? Also hot. And he's a scoundrel. I don't see it being forever, okay? I don't know if I could trust him enough for it to be forever, but I would definitely go out on a date with him. He can wine and dine me, you know, we could have fun. Bone. Bride Rune, okay? He's a grumpy sunbun. Listen, I love it when they feed me. He's already done that. He fed me already. He served me. He made me tea. He brought me tea and snacks. He brought breakfast. Also, he's got a really hot voice, like amazingly hot voice. And look, the body is also tea. Like, excuse me, this man is serving. Okay. In every way, Rune is serving in every way, shape, and form, okay? He's also responsible, okay? He's trustworthy. He's brain rot material. Ugh, his root's gonna be so freaking good. He's a great poster boy. He's a poster boy and he doesn't even have poster boy syndrome. You know, usually poster boys are like, they can be a little too vanilla, like they don't have much of a personality and then therefore are boring. Or they're like a little too perfect and are therefore boring. Not this man. This man is a classic tsundere, okay? He's sassing me already instantly, you know? He gives me attitude and I love that. So he's not boring. And he's super hot. Bride Rune. Yes, I love him. He's my favorite. And then Banish. I'm sorry. I don't want to banish you, except for I do. You want to know why? You're amazing, okay? You're beautiful. You're super hot. You're talented and everything. But you're going to drive me crazy. I like you well enough. Okay? This is not an insult to you or your intelligence. You're plenty smart. I'm sure you can figure things out quickly. Yes, I get it. But also you're going to drive me up the wall, okay? You're going to drive me insane. Therefore, I have to banish you. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right, Virgil. That's my decision. Kokoro says banish Zephyr because you don't trust him. What? Bride, Rune, and Bone Vigil for one night. And then he gets the boot. Vigil gets a bone and a banish. You know what? I could do that. Listen, Vigil. Listen. You're super hot. I'll give you that. I too. I could see that bone and then get the boot. Get out of here. All right? Before you get too annoying. I'm not banishing Zepar though. He's too hot for that. But I do understand where you're coming from. He's untrustworthy. Yeah, I don't trust him yet either. We're going to have to get to know him more. We're going to have to get to know him better, you know, and see what kind of guy he really is.
Demons of all sorts are troublesome. But this one, directly, sows a mess within humankind, reckless and greedy. An unforgivable sort.
Psst, you speak as though we go gallivanting around, swanning ourselves to whomever comes our way. No, we do not sit on our ass. Sowing discord takes hard work.
Vigil is the type to give you a monologue about your own body. Oh God, I hope not. He tapped his horn thoughtfully.
Although, that is not necessarily my intention. I search for those that are unfulfilled, needy, restless beings whom I can pinpoint to be of use. I give them sweet, sweet dreams, and when they reach their release, it leaves them wanting more.
Oh, God. My. I bet you do, sir. I bet you do. Oh, God. Y'all, that is quite the way to describe those kind of dreams.
And this endless lust is what keeps me sated.
Do you eat those kinds of dreams, sir? Hi, artisan. Welcome, Stunner. Thank you for being here. Zepar is certified chaotic neutral or... Yes!
Wrath demons are fueled by rage. Demons of greed seek the wealthy, who are never satisfied.
Zepar is a massive HR violation. I know. I guess we don't have HR around here, and he is from hell. He is a demon.
I stoke the fires of lust.
I bet you do. He's making everyone thirsty.
The most pervasive sin amongst humankind.
He looked impressively between Rune and Vigil, as if expecting them to argue.
I am a storyteller. I search for what they desire, and then weave explicit tales for them to indulge when they sleep. Or perhaps when they are inattentive and begin daydreaming.
Oh my God. He's a storyteller, y'all. That's what he is. His fingers moved through the air, rubbing together as if sifting through sand.
An errant mind is the easiest to conquer. A dream is never enough, and so I exist.
Wow.
Despicable.
Rune is judging.
We test the humans. Should they succumb to greed and lust, is it not better that they do not enter heaven? All I do is tempt. Incubi have not been allowed to be with humans in that sense for millennia. Neither of angels. Sweet delusions or fair play.
Although I never forsook new information to expand my knowledge, the workings of incubi were rather irrelevant at the moment. Why come here then? Should you not be about doing whatever it is that you do?
I am tired of my profession. It was thrust upon me. Thrust!
Thrust, he says.
I do not think you need to emphasize.
Where do demons come from anyway? What do you mean you didn't get to choose? Zepar seemed a little put out by that his tirade came to a premature end. Zepar seemed a little put out that his tirade came to a premature end. However, he puffed out his chest again, finding new ground for his argument.
Well, when a mommy demon and a daddy demon want each other very much.
This man, stop. They copulate. I did not expect him to know that. The robot knows. The android guy, he knows. He knows things.
I had him do basic studies on each group that resides here in the afterlife. Now that his primary function is no longer in the human world, his sentience makes him a danger to the human realm, and so...
You dump him on me.
I think he'll make a great teacher's aide. But yes, they...
What were you going to say there, Zepar? Don't say it. Don't say it. And then what? Oh, God. Oh, God. Vigil, you don't know? Dear God. Vigil, everybody knows except you. Everyone knows except you, my guy. The android would be the best employee, hands down. Yeah, I agree. Zepar is full of innuendos, and it's like he can't do euphemisms at all. Or maybe this is his way of using euphemisms. He's like on the cusp. There's a fine line that he's carefully towing, or not so carefully. Vigil is a baby. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He was born yesterday, real. He said in this little loudly, he said this a little loudly, perhaps to summon a more austere tone to this conversation, a noble gesture, if entirely useless. After fornication, it is unlikely that a demon fetus will occur. Daniel, stop. Stop! Gestation is shorter than humans in that a demon will be born within about 4 months from the mother. Often, the mother may die due to some demon spawn clawing out of the uterus. Daniel, you're killing me. You're killing me, Daniel. I'm not so sure, Milky. I'm not so sure anymore. What a dreadful affair. It was far better for us to simply exist like we do. Although, whatever the process takes, may be why there are so few of us to begin with. How peculiar. Lilith, mother of demons, is historically the strongest female demon to exist due to her capacity to birth so many of the demon brood. God.
Mama was a succubus, Papa was an incubus. So, I'm only allowed to be part of the many incubi.
This cast, I have to work with all of y'all. Oh God, I'm in trouble. These men, they all trifling. Even the robot, even Zepar. Well, not Zepar, Daniel, whose name I keep forgetting. Oh God. They're like hyenas. He's just stating facts. Milky is defending Daniel. No one asked him for those facts, okay? He just started word vomiting stuff about demon fetuses and stuff stuff I don't want to know about. I don't need to know about this, okay? No one asked you. Daniel, shut it. Zip it. Demon families? I had never thought about such a concept.
Families? Nope. They spank you when you come out of the womb. Your mama nurses you if you're lucky, and then you're tossed to the rest of the ankle biters to fend for yourself.
Wow. We are learning so much about demons right now. The contrast between Zepar and Vigil is great. You know what kind of reminds me of? It's like the contrast between Yang from Pio Fiore and Orlok. Yang and Orlok are like that, where Yang is like the corruption and Orlok is like the sweet summer child that knows nothing. That's what's going on here. These two men, it's yes. Someone was talking about it, he's just joining the conversation. No one asked him, Milky.
Is it not right that I am able to choose my own vocation now? I have done great service in hell, have I not?
The word great is quite dynamic. We need every pair of hands we can get.
You cannot be serious.
I am serious as a heart attack. I'm hiring all of you because I'm desperate. That's why. I looked through his resume. It had a long list of accomplishments and even a recommendation from some demon named Alistair. If you could not choose your profession before, how are they allowing you to move?
I have never been crafty enough to move within hell. Despite being quite essential to some restructuring efforts, sheer genius is never appreciated enough.
Are you calling yourself a genius? Okay.
There's nothing against moving here, apparently. Just need an opening to arrive.
How the institution of timekeepers has grown desperate. 2 angelic busybodies. An automata. An automata. An automata. I don't know how to say that word. An automaton come to sentience. It's basically Data from Star Trek. And now, a being whose entire purpose is to breed mayhem. How desperate have I become? You move in on Monday. But be warned, demon, if you stir up any trouble, if you are here to cause any harm. I dug my nails into his throat in warning, and he beamed his toothy grin, flashing me with how bright it was.
Such prejudice against my kind. Fear not, I shan't let you down.
All right. All right. Off with all of you. Go pack your things, file your transfer paperwork.
And you also need to pack your things. I own no possessions. Paperwork might be difficult to complete. I have none. That will be Rune's problem to handle.
I beg your pardon?
Did you not think you would need to stay here and train?
But I have a home. My cats.
His cats. I crossed my arms at him.
I am fundamental in establishing a division in heaven. How am I to do that if I am cooped up in here?
And he has cats, Milky. He's the perfect man. Okay, listen, bride. He brought us breakfast and tea. Okay, he's responsible. He's super hot. He sounds amazing. And he likes cats. I see nothing I don't like about this man. And he's not boring either.
All right. How about I split my time between here and heaven? Will that satisfy you?
Yes, bride. You cannot shirk your work.
I have never shirked my work in all of my years.
And he has many of them. Years, that is.
Are you calling me old?
Yeah, that's right. Tell him. No one asked you. Okay, Vigil. No, sir, never. You are experienced, wizened. Just stop talking while you're ahead. Rune, born December 5th of the year.
Enough. Even I do not recall my birthday. How on earth?
The two of them together. Oh God, they're all going to be so annoying. Poor MC.
Old man.
The cacophony of them all speaking over each other grew exponentially grating upon my eardrum. MC's already had enough. I was nigh about to upend this hall myself and put an end to the world for the sake of peace.
I am. How old are you?
I am turning 80 this year.
I am at least 10 times your elder. Have some respect.
Zepar canted his head in a carelessly smug manner, and Rune scowled. Listen, okay, older men. It counts as older men. If that's all you have to say, then I must return to work. I have much to prepare if I am to take on new students. I had never taught in my life. Someone spare
You
me.
won't regret this, boss.
Out! Out! I already regret it. If I could make a quick suggestion. Of course you want to make a quick suggestion right at the end of the day when I'm trying to kick y'all out of here. Of course you have a suggestion. Thank you for redeeming water. I shoved him out and closed the door with a final thud. Peace, at last. It would be the last few moments of peace I would ever have. Monday crept up like a nightmare. I had point-blank refused to do any paperwork for the change in personnel. It left a distaste in my mouth. And what could they possibly do? Fire me? Yeah, I'd like to see them try. In the end, they'd handled it all themselves. So really, it was not necessary for me to get involved. And thank you for redeeming the stretch. In this instance, however, I could not be so lucky. There was one method I had not been privy to, sheer persistence in annoying me, And so, thanks to the staff in heaven and hell both, I had to invent new forms to ask for their transfers. Daniel did not belong to anyone truly. Built in heaven and serving stasis, he was in limbo just like I was. So the Red One handed custody of him from his mother. That Aina girl sent me a long letter telling me to treat him well. You both have the same hair color with the MC, says Izumi-gin. Yeah, see? Also, I'm wearing dark blue with sparkly stars to kind of match MC a little bit, you know. I didn't have a veil thing for my head, though. But I went as far as I could. Yes! And thank you for being here, you stunner. Hi! I prayed he would surpass me so that I could go back to being a lowly peon. I don't want to be in charge. Oh, Zepar. So, you were monks, or... Timekeepers were not ascetic beings, more so that they spurned worldly pleasures. We simply never thought about them. I must confess that I was unable to clean out your new lodgings. I do not know where to assign you or what to do with you. I know they're so gorgeous. Look at these people. Or are you talking about me? Thank you. I had gone in a room, one on the opposite end of this wing meant for Vigil and Rune. It was then that I discovered that no one's room had been emptied since the massacre. I'd expected some sharp barb from Rune about my incompetence, but he just clapped his hands together. Get to work, clean your own quarters, and any belongings you may find. Where should we put them, Aevum? I suppose keep any material that is useful and toss the rest. Toss? What else are we to do with it? They belong to people you've known. We should show you everything and let you decide whether to keep it or... No, do not waste my time. I went off to look for some boxes or some sort of bins that they could dispose of excess junk in. Why keep waste? Pointless. Futile. The purg humans always came in and out whenever I was not around, to handle what needed to be handled. I had assumed they would have taken care of the dormitory rooms as well by now, but perhaps they did not take care of anything outside of their routines. It was quiet in a way that made me restless. They all stared at me, and just as I opened my mouth to snap at them to stop dawdling around, Rune finally cleared his throat. I shall handle it. Come, let us not waste time. I thought I could not leave them to it. I had scrounged up some things from a storage closet that I did not know we had, and returned to provide the materials to my new pupils. Vigil, Zepar, and Daniel stood shoulder to shoulder, with Vigil holding his arm over his chest in some sort of salute. Rune took the lead, gesturing to and fro like a commander. Were those chores such a gargantuan task? We begin with the West Wing. Primary responsibilities? Collecting. Sorting. Moving. And what are you fulfilling, Rune? Leadership, and using my abilities to leave the place spotless. See that this place remains in one piece. In and out they went, like worker ants in their colonies, carrying crumbs on their backs to build a home. What am I sorting them by? Alphabetized, by amounts. By category. What if they overlap? Eeny, meeny, miny, mow it. Some of us are not slovenly demon. And some of us are normal, you mouthy little. Focus! We did live simple lives. We did live simple lives. So when I saw them cart loads of items out, it was unexpected. I had been the youngest, however. When I, too, get to centuries of age, will I have more things to call my own? I did not desire for anything, though, except for some peace. It was what they called a pipe dream, so I've heard. This task, it turned out, was too Herculean a feat for this group to finish today, and here I thought they were well accomplished. Rune insisted he needed to return home to his cats today. I declared that the cats need to begin staying here overnight. The cats then declared my bed to be the most suitable location, sending me to reside with the others in the common area. Really? We gave up our bed to cats? We just like, all right, cats, you can have my room. It's your room. It's your bed now, and I no longer sleep here. Is that what just happened? Cats would do that. I did not know what to do with them. So for today, Daniel and Zapar produced some blankets, pillows, and other manners of cushions to gather in the living area. Sleeping on the floor? Is this truly necessary? Listen, okay, Rune, don't be so bougie, all right? Everyone has to do it. I know you don't want to sleep on the floor, but we don't have much of a choice, okay? I mean, I guess you can sleep on the couch back there. Stop complaining. Stop whining. In human units, it is shown to grow camaraderie. Listen to Vigil. Vigil, you're not helping. He lay down on the floor. At least he's doing what we told him to do, you know. He's not giving us a hard time about it. This is uncomfortable. Is this truly necessary? I take back what I just said. I just ate my words. Everything I just said, a lie. It was all a lie. Timekeepers stay here while they train. You cannot all abscond the first night. I will be waiting and watching. Creepy. I took a book and sat on one of the loungers, facing towards them. You ought to rest as well. I will know if any try to slip away. I raised an eyebrow at him. Are you worried about me, Sir Rune? He would be the first to flee. You... Are we, like, saying that he's... Why would he be the first to flee? Because he's bougie and he wants to be comfortable? Why? Girl. You have my word. I won't make off into the night like some sort of common thief. Yeah, he's too bougie for that girl. Also, he's very, like, he's got a sensitive man ego, you know what I mean? He's got a sensitive, delicate ego, okay? We can't insult his sense of honor by assuming that he would run away in this situation, you know? He's not the type. I could be a thief. Thieving your heart, that is. Oh, Zapar. We are at work. Can we send this one home? Oh, that was Rune. Ugh, can we send this one home? Reluctantly, I shook my head. Someone stop this guy. If you're gonna flirt, aren't you supposed to be good at it? It is said that incubi have compulsions to flirt. Thanks, Daniel. There are not enough records to show whether or not it is effective. However, given their specialties, it is generally assumed that they should be capable of it. Okay, Daniel. Zapar may be an anomaly. Oh, shut it, robot. Even if I wished to, I didn't think this bunch would allow me a wink of slumber. I'll be fine. This is light reading. First time I had picked a book like this, I had nearly fallen ill. Those like me, selected for timekeeping, allegedly had a predisposition for the job. How could they know? when I had been the only spare that they could create. Yet, through toiling and toiling, I could understand these formulas. I had to, since there was no one I could ask. Even looking through Athena's book, one had to know what one was looking for and how to decipher it. It was a method of learning and sharpening your mind. Self-reliancy was a skill drilled into us by throwing us into quandaries of self-contained miseries so we could swim out of the messes ourselves. You know, it's like throw them to the sharks and see if they swim. This particular book was about creating simulations for pupils, how I could replicate ripples in a sandbox for the discerning eye to find. By the time they'd have half the skills to even search, I should be able to do this. Athena, you may have been harsh, but perhaps you were in the right after all. Oh, I sighed to myself and leafed through the pages, hoping the knowledge would imprint on me sooner than later. I looked up to give my eyes a rest and found Zeppar's intense gaze, almost dropping my book. Sir, why are you staring at me like that? Do you mind? I hissed at him, but my whisper carried louder than intended. Vigil poked his head out of his sleeping bag. No one is sleeping. What are we talking about? Nothing, Vigil. Go back to sleep. But it's hard to sleep here. What is this chatter? Is he awake or asleep? How disconcerting. His eyes are open, yet he is snoring. Rune is sleep-talking? Even great angels have their weaknesses. No. Do not do that. Bad girl. Whoa. What are you dreaming about, sir? What? He scolds people in his sleep. Of course he does. So pure. So innocent. That is limited edition. Limited edition what? Everyone is like really invested in this poor man's dream. Lord of the bracelets, leather bound, autographed. Excellent. We now have blackmail material. Please do not suggest illicit schemes, although I secretly filed the information away myself. Showing a demon's true colors, aren't you? Scheming, terrible things. Just showing you angels don't know how to take a joke and walk around with a perpetual stick up your ass. How vulgar! If you are intending to use that pillow as a projectile, I would prefer that it stays away from me. As a teacher, I should perhaps stop them. But as long as it isn't disrupting anything, I don't care. They'll tire themselves out eventually. I love MC. Girl. She's like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Pillows flew like missiles as a war between angel and demon raged in the once too quiet common room. Daniel, an innocent bystander, was caught in the barrage of pillows and unrepentant crossfire until he, too, mounted his own attack, surpassing the two. Amidst it all, Rune did not stir until Vigil lobbed him in the face by mistake, putting an end to the war so he could grovel for a half an hour straight. I'm shocked that Vigil didn't wake up until he finally got pelted by a pillow. Some guard you turned out to be, Rune. I know. Instead of guarding, what did he do? He totally fell asleep. Hard. Perhaps I was too hasty in imposing a living requirement here, after all. Well, that was the whole thing. I had never taught anyone in my life. As the youngest and freshest initiate, I had only received tuition from everyone around me. The most I had done since I had been alone was to teach myself, with no one to correct my errors or even tell me if I was wrong. I scoured Athena's tomes over and over to the point of memorization. I knew I was going mad, for I longed to hear her sharp critique. Wandering aimlessly through the hazy forest that was my subject kept me awake during the nights I allowed myself to lay down in bed. 4 pairs of expectant eyes peered at me, full of expectation, and I think I felt what was called cowardice. Look at these men, they're all messes. The fate of the world depends on this. Flashes of the pillow war played in my mind, and the probability of success only plummeted further. Right. I clapped my hands together. You are part of the first ever Timekeeper initiative. As such, your efforts will be paramount to the preservation of the world we live in. Flounder or fool around, and time and space itself may concave upon itself. If you wish to leave, do so now. They remained as they were. At least they were determined. This book is everything you will ever need. So you will read it. Okay. What about the textbooks you have assigned us? Those are the basics, but actual applied knowledge is all recorded here. The book was old. It was battered and bruised, and there were a few bloodstains I still never managed to remove. Oh, that's so sad. I'm still sad about what happened to all of my coworkers in the past. But it kept the world running. You are to come here and read her notes amongst your studies. Copy passages and diagrams as you see fit. Like with a copy machine? What nonsense. No, like all of us before, you can copy it by hand. It is part of the Timekeeper experience. You know, you do retain information better when you copy things by hand like that. It's true. I never knew that Timekeepers had any shared experience. You'll find rites of passage anywhere, won't you? What was yours in demon school? For the incubi, it is rather dirty. Of course it is. Now I'm even more curious. I do not recall any specific information. Is it similar to ritualistic functions of the succubi? Yeah, no. I don't think anyone would write it down. Oh no, nothing that naughty. Of course, there's always smut fiction. I do not know what that is. He doesn't know what smut is. He hasn't been trained on it, you know, the robot. Me neither. Of course you don't know what it is, Vigil. You know nothing. You are Jon Snow. Rune bristled, coughing into his fist, and shook his head when I looked at him for an explanation. MC, do you know what smut is? You don't know what it is either, do you? These children. It is not appropriate. We were getting off track, but even I was intrigued, so I rifled through some papers, slowly. Daniel, too, was rapt. At least his eyes were a few millimeters wider than usual. They're all so innocent. It's when you first find a human target. We don't always lurk or stick around after planting our little fantasies, but, well, if you succeed in helping them make a bit of a meat. Vigil covered Daniel's ears. I had not known the manner of literature Daniel was given to research Zeppar's kind. But we were past the point of preserving his innocence, although I, too, wasn't entirely sure what the incubi meant. We get it. Yeah. Pure angel like you even know what I'm talking about. Vigil scoffed and his feathers fluffed up. Excuse me, I am very well educated, okay? At this, Rune leaned in closer, and Vigil shrank under his curious stare. Are you now? Not in that way, sir. No. It went peacefully enough for the first few weeks, simply because it was so complex. It required all their efforts to comprehend the texts. Daniel and Zapar showed more aptitude for understanding the theorems. Daniel was always in my office reading from the tome. Zapar came in odd hours to copy passages. Vigil showed a keener interest in systems and was always asking questions outside of class on how everything worked. Rune wasn't particularly good at anything. Rune is not perfect, y'all. That makes me like him even more. He's not too perfect, which means he's a good poster boy. He has flaws. And he has sass. The concept of giving them tests gave me consternation. What to test on first? What if it was too difficult and they failed? I had failed all of my assessments for months on end in the beginning. I could hardly toss them out if they followed in my footsteps. Also, if you tossed them out, then you would have no staff whatsoever. You would have no timekeepers. Beginning with failure would not be conducive to our efforts. Therefore, I would give a simple test. In between theorems, they received a daily tour of our many mechanisms. By Friday, I had finished showing and explaining each gadget and gear within this panel, the first of many. When they had asked how many more we had to review, I could not answer. Or if I answered honestly that it was in the hundreds, the program would end right there. I'm sure. I allowed them the weekend to study well and gave them reprieve from dorm duties. Rune was more than happy to slumber back in heaven. Then Monday arrived. Somehow, the quiet whirs of our machinery was ringing all too loud in my eardrums. Let us begin with a practical exam. Each of you will enter the hall separately, and I shall quiz you on the parts I have taught you. I gestured for them to line up. They shuffled around like restless chickens, none of them able to decide in order. I'd assumed they were rushing to see who could come first, but I realized that they indeed were pushing each other to the front of the line. I'm surprised that Vigil didn't volunteer to be in the front of the line, You first. She likes you. He hissed at Daniel, and the others collectively nodded, pushing the automata to the front. The automaton, the robot. He blinked blankly. I like him. I didn't particularly like or dislike anyone in this room, but at least this one listened and retained information quickly. You're up first, then. The rest of them scattered, tail between their legs. Nothing too difficult. For this panel, please tell me what each lever and button does, its function, and if it's used on an everyday basis or rarely utilized. He passed with flying colors on the portions of pure definitions and functions. When I had asked him which controls to use for exceptions, he floundered. I had discovered his weakness. He did not know how to make calls of judgment. I would not deny that timekeepers were rigid. We had to be. But we also needed to know how to redirect the rivers of fate in order to maintain the structure of our world. Was an automaton like him capable of making his own decisions? You need to read Athena's tome more. I will improve upon my weaknesses. Unease settled upon me like a pit in my stomach as I sent for my next student. Daniel had been my brightest hope. Oh no. I pretended to not hear the furious whispers that preceded the entry of one clammy demon. You can begin wherever you prefer. His eyes widened to the size of Rune's tea saucers, irises jittering around like sand in an hourglass. This is, He smiled bashfully. Calm your mind. Zapar inhaled and exhaled several times, and with a shaking finger, pointed to the first mechanism. He jumped around, fumbling and stumbling through. Some parts he knew the name of, some only the definitions, and he had some vague ideas of what protocol was, and which you needed to do, but not how to do it. Your strengths may lie elsewhere, but it is of tantamount importance that you learn these controls. Why have you not learned what these are? That appeared to be the wrong thing to say. His eyes trembled, and he looked down at his feet. He looked the same way I felt whenever I was told I made some foolish, clumsy error. Forgive me. I'm not the most mechanically inclined, it appears. Practice well. Athena's tome has some detailed diagrams that show the logic better, and I think I may have some flashcards with mnemonics. You? I thought you knew everything on arrival. If only. Most were impatient with me, given I was more a hindrance than help. Eventually, someone named Arzu gave me notes from when they were a student. I imagine the others must have had useful notes of their own, although now that they're all gone. He opened his mouth and then closed it. I'll make up for this. I promise. Girl, you failed for months. Be nicer. I know. She is being rather stern, isn't she? His tail swished left to right, thrashing about. He tried at least. A prickle of doubt that he was sent from hell to sabotage us and waste our time lingered. But something greater wanted to allow him to continue his efforts. I dismissed him, and in came the overexcited pup. Vigil knew everything, but in his excitement to share, he continued to trip over his own words and add needless commentary to every aspect. It was the longest exam yet by the threefold, and I could not end his chattering. Can we not excuse me, okay? I have a lot to say, girl, okay? All right, can we not optimize it this way? He finally allowed me to respond. I hadn't realized I had my head in my hand, rubbing uselessly at my temple for a headache that persisted. Please stop talking, Vigil. Please stop talking, Vigil! It has always been done this way. I had no better answer. There is nothing wrong with progression. The energy expenditures are much too high, and you can optimize by... I said no. Do as you're told for once. I'm sorry. Suddenly I saw my younger self reflected in his face. By God, I was sounding just like her. I thought I should handle them the way I was once handled, but something distasteful roiled in my lower gut. I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply. Your idea is not incorrect. The method you are describing is in Athena's journal. It has been explored, but we lack the infrastructure to carry it out, and there simply have not been enough resources. I am monitoring the work of 50 people alone, so I cannot encourage it at this time. Or ever, with how abysmal this is going under my floundering instruction. It's not a bad idea, just not possible. Then I shall endeavor to work 50 times as hard to make it possible, nay, 100-fold. What have I unleashed? So long as you work carefully, I hope you may prove yourself to be correct. I was sitting down, pinching the bridge of my nose, when Rune finally entered. I heard you chewed off the head of my protege. He told you. He may complain a lot, but he is loyal and earnest. Plus, your voice happened to carry far. Your barbs are usually quiet. Why so incensed? Because of foolish questions like yours. He crouched down beside me, then slid down onto the floor. He twitched, the cold tiles disagreeing with his cushioned posterior. Humor me. Oh, that's him. Humor me anyway. You haven't done your test. The praxis goes to... He prattled off the answers for the first several rows of buttons and levers. Tell me, and I will continue. I do not think a pupil can negotiate with their teacher. You are also a terrible student. Stop trying to negotiate. Fine, fine. I do not know. I was the last student, the youngest by many years. You know how they say doctors make the worst patients? That's how Rune is. He's like a doctor making a terrible patient. And the least capable. Athena's tome explains and details many things, but nothing about imparting knowledge onto one another. I thought I should mimic her. She was the greatest after all. Somehow my temper crept up upon me. I thought I should be strict and stern. Our job is not only life and death, the precipice of the world, its entire being. We maintain its balance. But all I did was bark at him because I'm losing my mind. I saw myself in him. I do not want to ever see that again. It is a harsh discipline. I confess, I have not toiled this much since, well, it's been centuries. Was young Rune also admonished? Of course. You had to show grace in everything. From your breaths to every last step, we needed order. It is all so very lax these days. Young angels are lucky. Shall I finish my exam? No need. You clearly know more than you let on. Some find it discouraging when one is too far ahead of them. Considering you never miss the opportunity to boast, your restraint surprises me. Lest you have forgotten, or perhaps do not know, I shall remedy your ignorance. I have taught cherubs and young angels for centuries on end. I know a thing, or several, about teaching. And just to show off, he finished reciting the rest of the materials down to their purpose. See? The worst student. Now, I have some work in heaven I must complete. At least one person is competent around here, though. If you need me, well, you know the cats will answer to you. The cats will answer to me. Hi, Minsune Self. Welcome, Stunner. Thank you for redeeming Drink Actual Water. And thank you for playing our jam build. An update with some sweet scenes will drop in July. Oh, I can't wait for the update. I want to see some sweet scenes. Yes, I do. And I'm going to drink water. Y'all, I loved this game. This was so fun. I'm invested in this story. I really love how beautiful the art is. That's the first thing that drew me to this game. It was the art. Look at this title page. Isn't it stunning? It's like a painting. It's romantic. It's moody. It's all the things. It's definitely beautiful. How am I doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing today, Self? I hope you're doing wonderful. Y'all listen, okay? Self is also a streamer stunner. And if you like visual novels on Fridays, romance games, and you like a variety of other cozy games, you should definitely check out Minsune Self and give her a follow, because I think you'll enjoy her channel. Yes, I usually like to hang out there at nighttime. And what else do I like about this game? I like that it's got partial voice acting. I like that actually Rune, he's almost fully voiced. It's just like in the second part after once the training starts and the voice acting goes away at that point. But it was a really nice treat to get to hear his voice. And there's actually more than one character with voice acting. There was Athena in the beginning who trained us, and there was also Zapar, the demon. and Rune. So that was a nice treat to have delicious voice acting. That was great. I also really enjoyed, like, the men are top quality men in this game. I mean, as far as an Otome game with love interest and everything, you know, sometimes, like, there's some guys that you like more than others. So far, although Rune is my favorite, I would say I actually do like all of them. Even Vigil, who I banished earlier because I figured he'd get annoying. But yes, he could get annoying. Yes, that is true. But also he's kind of adorable and I love him. Like, the more I was getting to know him, the more I was starting to like his character, and, you know, he was worming his way into my heart is what was happening. And even Zipar, you know, I love a good, you know, flirty demon character. It never gets old. I love it. And they're all amazingly hot. As far as, you know, my favorite, I will say, is Rune, because he's snarky. He's older and experienced. He's a tsundere. He's beautiful. He's got leadership chops, you know. He's not boring, you know. He's not perfect. He's not too perfect. He served us. He brought us food, you know. He brought us tea. That always gets extra points in my book, okay, because I like food. I also enjoyed how the story was starting to progress there in the beginning. It was really a nice touch to kind of have action and a lot of the drama early on. You know, like, I felt like that was one of my favorite kind of, it was like, let's talk about how we got here. That was one of my favorite flashbacks, you know, in that section, because here's what they say in writing, right? In writing school, they say, show, don't tell. So don't just be like, oh, this happened, and that's it. And you told the past. In this game, they showed us what happened in the past, and they made it scary, you know? They actually brought us into it. It had the sprite situation. We were part of that past. And so it wasn't just like, oh, there was monsters and everybody died. It was like, we're going to take some time to actually experience the monsters and everybody died, which was a really great way to start this demo, and a really great way to kind of like suck us in and really keep us invested in the story. Rune is the whole package. Yes, I agree. Welcome, you stunner. Hi, Yoshiko. Thank you so much for being here and chatting. Yes. Well, not for everything, but show don't tell is usually better than telling. That is true. There are exceptions, you know. There's exceptions to every rule that they teach you. Exceptions to every rule. But especially in this case, I really appreciated that we were shown that part of the story, and not just like, yep, this happened and now I'm here. So it also gave us like a glance into the kind of story that it is more angsty, that there is violence, that it's a darker story, even though like most of the rest of it felt very slice of life and rom-com almost, you know, humorous, cute, sweet, hot, very slice of life for the rest of the demo. So that's where we're at so far. I mean, top tier husbandos. Also, MC is stunning. I enjoyed being able to see MC's sprite in the corner. I always love that. MC is her own character. She's not so much a self-insert. She's more of a fleshed out character, which is nice to see. I mean, I like all styles, to be honest with you, but it is nice to see a fleshed out character like her. And I also like that she's not like, she's sassy, you know, she's kind of jaded, she's tired, you know, and she's not like, huh, what, she's like, oh God, these guys, I gotta train them, I gotta work with them, you know. She was a fun character. She had a different personality than I've seen in a lot of Otome games, so she was really fun to step into her shoes and have her as the MC. What a great story. I'm really invested. I can't wait for the rest of this. I don't know about y'all, but I'm down. I'm really down. I will give this a good review on the itch if I'm able to, if I can get on there and do so as soon as possible, because I thought it was great. I enjoyed this. And it just feels also too that it has qualities, you know, it's very high end, I would say. The quality of this is very high quality. High quality voice acting, high quality art and design. Everything like really was designed well as far as the gameplay experience too, as a visual novel goes. Yeah, it felt really good. It felt good. So anyways, I've gushed about this game enough. And without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead. We're going to say goodnight, and I'll see you guys next time. If you are new here, hi, I'm Rue, Jitterrue, and I'm desperately obsessed with romance games, dating sims, Otome games, Amare games, and all that kind of stuff. And I love to talk about them, and I love to play them, and have you all right here joining me for the ride. If that sounds like fun to you, consider giving this stream a like. Consider giving me a subscribe or a follow, whether you are on YouTube or Twitch. And thank you so much for spending your time with me tonight. I'll see you next time. Bye!